Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up if you want. Today we're jumping into r/ProRevenge, and yes, it is only for the eyes of my beautiful channel members, my beautiful wonderful patrons, and beautiful, wonderful channel members and patrons. The double plus double dippers, yeah, I love them peoples too. Good Lord, you guys are out here doing the most for the channel, so on Sundays, I want us to just have a little bit of you and me time. You know what I'm saying? So this is the channel where we can do that. I will reply to every comment because that's just the sort of thing that we do around here. I appreciate you guys showing up. I appreciate you guys dropping dosh every month to keep ReddX going in the way that it is. So I just can't thank you enough. I'll thank you in the only way that I know how, with my mouth. I made the same joke last week, but it's still maybe slightly funny. Let's go ahead. We'll do our formalities, you know, plugs, disclaimers, get them out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this r/ProRevenge, maybe cringe. Mom takes down HOA from the inside. God, everybody hates a homeowners association. It is ridiculous how these things have propagated and just popped up all over the country, despite the fact that everybody hates them. How did this happen? Who made this choice? How do we go back from here? So, my neighborhood does not have a homeowners association. At least, not anymore. Oh, yes! Some catharsis is coming through in this story, I could tell. Not just because it's pro-revenge, but because it's smashing a homeowners association, which is just one of the most beautiful things to get burned to the ground, right up there with an HMO, right? When my parents first moved in, my older sibling, maybe 2 years old, and me, as a little glowworm, and there was an HOA in the neighborhood. They took money from the neighborhood in exchange for their, services. At first, and for quite a while, my parents just kind of shrugged it off. The HOA shoveled the snow off the streets in winter and dealt with trash collection, so they were doing something worthwhile, right? I don't know. Is that not the responsibility of the city? I don't really understand how things like this work, to be quite clear. Never owned property, and then finally the property that I did buy is in the Philippines, and there ain't no homeowners association nowhere out here. They don't give a damn. They're like, just do you. How about that? All right, I got that. Ha! No! The city controlled the snowplows and the garbage trucks, not the homeowners association. Oh, so it's exactly what I suspected. So they're just lying to you, collecting fees for doing nothing? Yeah, sounds about right. But still, there was at least the illusion of effort. And besides, one summer they decided to contact the company to plant new trees all over the neighborhood. The fact that the company was owned by the son of the head of the HOA was totally coincidental. Yeah, totally. Maybe we do have HOA beard coming through, and maybe he's gonna get burnt to the ground. I can't wait to see some of this pro-revenge. I'm already salivating. Oh, it's gonna be so delicious. The trees were the beginning of the end for this homeowners association. Yes, yes, feed it to me. I don't know why I want to see it get burnt down so bad. I've never had to deal with it, but it just enrages me on like a personal level. You know what I mean? Why was that? Well, my grandma on my dad's side was visiting when they came around to plant the trees. My grandma, who is a certified master gardener, stared through the windows of our house as the guys planting the trees just dropped the saplings on the grass, still with their roots inside of the bag that they came in. No holes dug, no holes cut, just a bagged sapling lying on the grass like a pathetic, sad stick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got to put it in the ground if you want to stay there. It's just gonna lay out there and die. I don't think it takes a certified master gardener to suss that one out. The saplings just laid there all night. No one came back to actually do their job and plant those trees. My master gardener grandma mentioned offhandedly that those saplings were going to die unless they got into the soil. Again, I feel the need to reiterate, it's probably not necessary to be a master gardener for all that. And then something clicked in my mom's head. She was paying the HOA money. Actual money every month while both she and my dad worked, taking care of two very little kids, sending us to daycare and preschool, and arranging babysitters and feeding us. And the homeowners association was just gonna pull this half-assed BS instead of actually doing what she was paying them for? No. No fucking way. Oh, Mama's seeing red. She got that mama bear energy right now. Beautiful. So, Mom showed up at the head of the HOA's house and basically demanded that the trees get planted properly, like she's apparently paying for them to do. The head of the HOA, so excited for someone actually caring about the neighborhood, then made their second mistake. They asked if Mom wanted to join the homeowners association. Oh yes, burn it down from the inside. Just make sure you leave a window open or something. She agreed, and the trees were planted, but most of them didn't make it. My grandma was right, of course. First things first, my mom showed up to the very next HOA meeting. There were like 5 people there. No wonder they asked Mom to join. They desperately needed some numbers. So Mom looked at this collection of white people, herself included, who weren't even paying money to the HOA like the rest of the neighborhood. All the contractors the HOA called in were close relatives of other HOA members and weren't paid by the HOA. After all, they're family. Yeah, because they go to Olive Garden, right? When you're here, you're family. or something like that. So I gotta wonder where all the money that is being paid to the HOA is going, right? This is not good. This situation, quite bad. They're embezzling heavily, I'm sure. And so my mom started digging. She spent pretty much a full summer taking down the HOA before she had to go back to teaching in the fall. With me carted along after her, and my sibling old enough to be in school or daycare, she dug through years of paperwork detailing the HOA's financial situation. And she found something. Something extremely enlightening. Oh my God. Beautiful. Feed it to me. Oh! The anticipation is too much. The HOA didn't actually do anything. Well, they didn't do anything to benefit the community. Everything they claimed to do was either covered by the individual homeowner or by the city itself. So they were collecting money from all of the neighborhood residents under false pretenses. And actually, they weren't even supposed to be in our neighborhood. Their association zone was an entirely different neighborhood. I can't believe nobody checked this out before. Somebody just knocks on your door like, give me money, and you're like, okay, I guess so. Are you for real right now? Come on. So what is a working mother of 2 small children to do while her husband is off at work and she's off for the summer? Well, she goes door to door with pamphlets. Me and my sibling in a stroller as she weaves her way through the neighborhood blocks, pamphlets explaining the situation and how to stop paying for services that you'll never get. Pamphlets that are, of course, written in both English and Spanish to account for the high amount of Latino and Hispanic people in our neighborhood. And naturally, she also got a lawyer and an accountant, and all of that put a major dent in her pocket. But if it meant that the entire neighborhood wasn't exploited every single month for money, well, it was worth every penny. Wow, she really taking one for the team here. Mom is MVP status. Jesus, I love her. Another HOA member helped her sift through the documents and the data and pass out pamphlets and encouraged people to show up to the meetings, but had to back out because of work-related reasons. My mom rolled up to the courthouse, flanked by a lawyer and an accountant, her kids safe at home with her husband, and she had more than enough evidence to get the homeowners association the fuck out of her neighborhood, to expose the fraudsters for the frauds that they were, and to make sure that no HOA would ever push their luck in our neighborhood. It's been almost 19 years, and no one has even tried making another homeowners association in our neighborhood. TLDR, when dealing with a worse than useless homeowners association, get deep in the financials and lawyer the hell up. Honestly, I think they should have suffered way worse than they suffered. This seems like jail time. Where did all the money go? Who is embezzling all of this? Like, mom's just happy that they're out of everybody's hair, and yeah, that's great, but also, where my fucking money at? What happened to the money? Somebody needs to answer. There's gotta be hell to pay for this one. I will take a small victory, but honestly, I would have pushed it. I would have milked this for all that it was worth. I am glad that you don't have to deal with a homeowners association any longer, but I do wish there was just a bit more suffering at the end of the day. I really wanted to see it go nuclear, but I guess that's why it's pro-revenge, not nuclear revenge. We take what we can get around here. We still eating today. Don't worry about it. And we got one more story. It's a beefy one, so buckle up, and we'll jump right into it right now. I'm not the vice principal anymore? Okay. Bro really liked his job as the vice principal. He got fired. He's like, I'm taking the whole school down with me. That's how it's gonna be, all right? Okay, so this happened at the end of the school year. I posted what was going on in the r/teacher subreddit, and several of the people there told me to post what happened in here. The story is in 4 parts, and I apologize for the length. Don't apologize. I love beefy videos. Give it to me. I also apologize for any teacher slang that I use, as it's like second nature to use it. Just like military lingo when I was in the military. Oorah, roger that, whatever. Basically, I was told that all the assistant/vice principals in the district, other than at the high school, were being let go. And a teacher on assignment, TOA, was going to take our jobs. What? Why? Yeah, I wouldn't take this one lying down either. I was not brokenhearted over this, but I was treated badly by the new admin team taking my job and my principal's job. Also, I tried to help my staff on my way out, and it seemed that my bosses cared more about their images than my staff's happiness. Yeah, there's some bureaucracy for you. So here is the entire story. Part 1. So, none of the other admins in my district had received our contracts for the coming school year yet. I was wondering what was going on, but I heard rumors about a pay scale shift, and maybe that was the reason for it. I found out on Wednesday what was actually happening. Every assistant principal and vice principal in the district, why we have 2 different titles, I have no idea, is not getting a renewed contract, except for the ones at the high school. Their positions are being entirely eliminated, and their jobs are being replaced with a position that pays a teacher's salary plus a $2,000 stipend. They're replacing the APs with learning coordinators. Apparently the budget is the given reason, but I've also heard rumors from somebody at the district office. I mean, it does seem weird to have assistant principal and vice principal. Maybe they could have just like axed one of them. But then how am I supposed to cut myself a 6-figure paycheck at the end of the year? Come on! How am I supposed to get a Shark Tank in my bar? Rich people are suffering too, okay? You guys are just suffering a little more at the bottom. I have no sympathy. I hope that they learn a very hard lesson today. So each of us, assistant and vice principals, were scheduled to meet with one of the assistant supers on Wednesday. We thought it was about our contracts, and we were correct. When I arrived, the acting superintendent was there with the head of human resources. I was told about the elimination of my position, but not the reasons why. I was then given an option for the coming school year. I could go back to the classroom, I could work in the district office, or I could apply and interview for the new position that is replacing my job. Why not just leave him? I don't understand, dude. You gotta negotiate for your job for a lower salary. WTF. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, honestly. I couldn't care one lick if I was told that my position had been cut completely and I needed to go back into the classroom. I love the classroom. I miss teaching full time. However, to tell me to apply and interview for a job that I already have, that's straight up bullshit. We were told to give the district our answers by Friday, and they would draw up contracts or schedule interviews. Yeah, you have 2 days to decide. God, what is this company that's taken over your school? Who sold out the school? I got a lot of questions. Somebody's got to pay. I'm not as hungry to see this get burnt down as I was over the HOA, but I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. So Wednesday afternoon, I went in to see Tony, who is the assistant superintendent and one of the few decent leaders within the school district. I heard from Tony that there was an internal shakeup, but he wasn't allowed to talk about it or even to give me a hint about what had happened. However, one of my assistant supervisors was reassigned, aka demoted, to being the principal of my current school. My principal was not coming back due to health reasons. The superintendent had been released from his contract, and my school's new learning coordinator position had already been filled. Who filled it? A school counselor from one of the high schools who just happens to be a friend and lackey of the assistant sup. And that is now the new principal. Alright, but where's Super Nintendo Chalmers? That's who I really need in this moment.
Hi, Super Nintendo Chalmers.
So, early this morning, I gave them my answer. I decided that I didn't even need until Friday to decide. I tried to make sure that I sounded professional, but I made sure that my message was getting across by speaking with authority. I went into the acting superintendent's office and told him that I thought that laying off a bunch of people so they could hire others to do the same job at less pay was complete bullshit. I told him that the way the school district handled certain situations was completely idiotic. I then gave several examples. I next told him that he was going to ruin a perfectly good school with an amazing team of educators by putting a lazy, mean, parent-pleasing person in as its new principal and letting her put in her lackey as the second in command. I said that she was as useless as a screen door on a submarine and as mean as Dolores Umbridge. Oh, it's a Harry Potter reference. I understand that reference. Perfect. I finished this 3-minute speech by stating that I will work my ass off and I will finish the school year strong. I'll prep things for the next school year so that the teachers will have an easier time. I'll also let him know that I would never work at or recommend this district to anyone ever again. Then I left, letting him know that I expected an amazing letter of recommendation by the end of the school day Friday afternoon, since I had earned it for my service the past few years. I mean, it sounds like you laid down the law. They know what they're doing is wrong. I just don't think that they really care. Like I said, they're just looking at that juicy paycheck. We squeezed all this money out of the government, and now I can't wait to stick it in my own bank account by hiring subpar teachers. So what am I gonna do now? Well, I called up an old friend Wednesday who is currently a principal at a STEAM charter school that's part of a chain of STEAM charter schools, and I asked if he had a teaching position available. He's been asking me every year for the past 5 years to come work for him, and he told me he had 3 openings, and I could have my pick of them. So next year I will be a, drum roll please, 6th grade teacher. Yeah, that's okay. Anything but high school, honestly. And I am very happy about it. I even get to design my curriculum as long as it meets state standards. I could apply elsewhere for admin positions, but I think I need a break from school leadership. I need to love my work again, like I used to as a teacher. Yes, there were/are many challenges, and sometimes I hated going to work, but I do love being a teacher. I felt bad for my current staff because the regime change will hit them hard, but there's nothing I can do about that. I wish I could help them. The most that I could really do would be to take a teaching position at my current school, but then I would be miserable with them, and I would be helpless to do anything to actually aid them. So, for myself and my daughter, who I love more than anything, I am making the move to a new school and going back to doing what I enjoy doing. Teaching. I'm even bringing my daughter to my new school to start next year as a 5th grader. Oh man, daughter's gonna be in your class the year after that. That's gonna be awkward. Ooh, your daddy's the teacher. Ha ha ha. I seen it happen before. It's not a good look. I asked her if she wanted to stay at her current school or go to the STEAM school with me, and yeah, she does want to go with me. Well, that's nice at least. She was excited since she had visited there several times and loves the technology room, the robotics class, and the science labs. Plus, she's friends with some of the kids that are already there. Honestly, that's beautiful. I love that. Robotics class? Oh, it's like a dream come true. That is what I want to do more than anything. As a goodbye to my staff, I'm going out this weekend and I'm going to buy some nice letter paper and scratcher tickets. I'm going to write short, highly individual goodbyes to each of my staff members, and at the end I will include the following words. I'm giving you some scratcher tickets. My hope is that you are as lucky scratching them as I have been lucky to have worked with you. Well, that's a nice gesture. I hope they hit the mega millions and don't have to work in that school no more. How about that? It's probably not as poetic. So that's it. I have to finish my contract, but at the end of June, I am free. I'm looking forward to teaching full-time again and having a boss who will just let me do my job and not interfere. I don't think I want to work in administration again, but maybe after a few years, I'll decide to work as an AP again. Note, sorry for any spelling or grammar errors. I'm writing this while making my morning rounds. Never apologize. Own your mistakes. Who said that? Luca? I'm pretty sure. Part 2. So I put together goodbye gifts for all my staff, and I'll be handing them out on Friday, their last day with the kids. They have a bunch of goodies that I posted about weeks ago. I think this weekend was about how to give the finger one more time to the district office and help my teachers out, even in some small way, so I came up with my plan on Sunday night. My district requires each teacher to attend additional training throughout the year. These are outside of the regular staff developmental trainings. They're run by district staff, sped teachers, and admin. The training normally lasts 1 to 3 hours, and the teacher gets a certificate for the time spent in the training. Each teacher is required to attend 24 hours of these before the end of the school year. Is this unpaid? God, the school system's a joke. All of this is a mess. Where am I supposed to find 24 hours to go to unpaid training? Forget about it. I don't want to be a teacher that bad. Most teachers take them over the summer if they're offered, so they don't have to take them during the school year. So I, yesterday morning before work, was making copies of the certificates for all the courses that I've run here the past few years. Classroom management strategies, lockdown procedures, social studies, math studies, reading comprehension, and environmental print. I like how lockdown procedures is just thrown in there like it's a normal thing. Oh my god. Yeah, social studies, math, lockdown procedures, reading. What was that? What was that third one? Oh god. We need help. We need help. I don't know what we can do, but we need some goddamn help. I'm gonna fill them out with each of the teachers' names and number of hours. I'm adding all the times that I ever spoke to the staff about these topics and putting down hours to correspond, rounding up to the nearest hour-ish. Wouldn't you know, each of those topics was 3 to 5 hours in length. Each staff member will have exactly 24 hours worth of training. I filled out the dates of the training for the 2022-2023 school year. Oh, and I have attendance sheets with all of their names and have them marked as being present. Note, I checked with district, and since I'm still an administrator into the summer, I'm allowed to run these trainings over the summer before I leave. Now, they can have their summer to themselves and not have to worry about taking classes during the school year. They can, if they wish, but 99% of teachers here hate the mandatory training hours. Yeah, anybody would. That's madness. I hope the staff likes this present. Part 3. Since Friday, I'm no longer a school administrator. I technically have another week to work, but I took vacation during that time because, yeah, screw them. Now I spent the last week packing up, giving aid and comfort to my now former staff, and causing problems for the new administrators who are, of course, complete assholes. Now, besides giving the entire staff a year free from additional PDs, I wasn't actually planning on causing any more problems. Just quietly leave and drive off into the sunset, Shane style. But no, apparently I don't deserve a quiet week. The new principal, demoted from assistant super, and her new teacher on assignment, TOA, decided for some reason to be rude to me. There was only one response to that. I aimed to misbehave. Yeah, throw it right back at him. I ain't gotta listen to you suckers no more. How rude were they to me, you might ask? Well, first of all, they ordered me to hurry and clean out my office. Apparently, the TOA wanted to start redecorating my office. I was literally told, get all your personal stuff out of there ASAP. She wants her office now. I still had a week to work there, and actual work to do. You see where their priorities are at? I want to decorate my office. Wait a week. What do you want from me? Second, the new principal tried to steal my personal chair and my personal office supplies and decorations. Yeah, just help yourself, I guess. What the hell's going on here? That chair was a gift to me from a friend, and I found her just wheeling it out of my office and into hers. I hope you dumped her out of it. Just pick up the whole chair and smash her on the floor. My desk supplies and a banner from my wall were stacked on the chair's seat. I told her that that was my personal chair, not the district's. She said, okay. The very next morning, I found it missing. She had moved it into her office after I left for the day. Are you kidding? Do these offices not have locks on them? That's absolute madness. Maybe you didn't dump her out the first time, but if you didn't dump her out the second time, come on now. She deserves it. Third, I was given a list of tasks to be completed by Friday by the TOA, who is in no way, shape, or form my freaking boss. These were not my job to do, and are in fact the incoming admin's duty to complete. Stuff the new administration are supposed to do. Things like put together a new staff packet, schedule next year's PDs, fill out and submit request forms, etc. Yeah, throw that back in her face. I ain't dealing with any of this. Finally, I was talked down to every single day by the new admin team. I was spoken to as though I were the hired help, and they were, oh, they're all your bitches, Seriously, I speak to a waitress that messes up my order with 20 times the amount of respect that they showed to me. They actually tried to get my attention by snapping their fingers at me. Like that would work. Do I look like a dog to you? You are sorely mistaken, madam. Note, The new principal has also made some pretty anti-LGBTQ plus comments. I don't like narrow-minded people. Just a side note, but okay. Sure, why not? Throw that in there. Can't even pretend I'm surprised. So I decided to do as I was told. I was a soldier, so I know how to follow orders. I removed everything that was my personal property. That included my chairs, decorations, the stress relievers, punching bag, etc., the fridge from the office, and the file cabinets in my office. Yes, I bought government surplus cabinets because I didn't have any. All my files and all my former principal's files were in there. I had even bought the manila folders that I used in it. Again, I just want to say, school system, complete mess. How are you gonna be like, yeah, just buy your own filing cabinet? It's fine! What are you doing, dude? So I took every piece of paper out of my cabinets, removed them from my labeled folders, and stacked them on the floor in one large pile. There is no order at all to how they are stacked. And so it begins. I took my chair from the principal's office while she was in a meeting with parents. I just walked in and rolled it out. She stopped talking to the parents to ask what I was doing, and I responded that I was taking my personal property out ASAP, as I was ordered to do. And it was a good idea the parents are in there. She doesn't want to make it too awkward. You get your chair without a big talking to. I had an old medium-sized fridge that I had placed in the office workroom for office staff to store their food in, but it's mine. So I took the fridge. I brought it right out the front door and loaded it up into my truck. I even took the new admin's food out of it and left it all on the table, because it's my fridge. I love it. I warned the rest of the office staff that I was taking it, but oops, I forgot to tell admin. Oh, darn. Yeah, now we're definitely leaning into some malicious compliance. This is delicious. Malicious, delicious compliance. Is that something like that? I copied all of my digital files over to a flash drive and then deleted everything off of my work Google Drive. Anything that I personally created or designed. Copied all my emails too. I informed the staff that if they need time off next year and need to get it approved, to submit the forms to me this week. I got several, and they are all now approved. I got this idea from someone who messaged me here on Reddit and suggested that I do this, so thanks for the advice. Yeah, and I'm sure all those people that are getting the time off, thank you too. I approved every supply list item the staff submitted, and even drove to the district warehouse to pick up some items personally. I even approved funds for a secondhand kiln for the art teacher, because she found a good one on Craigslist. You're doing the Lord's work out here, OP. You're probably gonna piss off the incoming people, but good. They deserve it. I repaired my desk with bolts and tools from home, so I took the bolts back. Oh, that's beautiful. The desk is now lopsided again. The closet door was broken when I got there, so I repaired it, but I have to now put it back as it was when I was hired. r/got what you wished for. This is some monkey's paw style stuff going on. I'm loving it, honestly. ProRevenge is delicious. Why don't we do this more often? Good God. The two-way mirror to the detention room was mine. I had gotten it from a friend at another school, different district, and it allowed me to watch in-school suspension and detention students from my office without them seeing me. Well, I popped that right out, and I took it home. Now the TOA has a hole in the wall that the detention kids can look through. A hole in the wall where the detention kids can see it all. God, that's hilarious. I had put together all of the lockdown buckets and fire drill bags myself with my own money, so I took all of them back. This I did feel bad about, but I will give them out to the staff at my new school. I put a rush order on classroom and building repairs and have an approved order to have every classroom repainted. I assembled new staff packets and the new school year binders. Besides the basics of what's required, I have also included throughout the binders in random places Dilbert cartoons, famous Harry Potter quotes, the lyrics to Nickelback's How You Remind Me, I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry, All Star by Smash Mouth, and We Built This City by Starship. A map of the area where I marked all of the good places to eat lunch off campus, funny Far Side teacher comics, cheesy teacher jokes, the union's contact info, crosswords, Sudoku, and word searches, a list of educational lawyers, just in case. I also included in the binder the admin Wi-Fi password for them, since that signal is stronger for some reason. Hey, thanks for that. This is some big brain type stuff. You wanted me to make the packets and I did, but now you have to go through and take out all the extras that I put in there for you. I was just trying to be helpful. Promise swearsies. I went ahead and wrote out the PD schedule for the next year. Oddly, every Wednesday is listed as free time or work in your classroom. I'm sure they'll change it, but I don't know when they'll find out what it actually says. I had a master list of donators and partners in the community. It was posted on a whiteboard in my office. I got over 4 dozen businesses and people in the community to help with various things or donate over the years. I spent a lot of my time building relationships with them and making deals. I took a photo of it, and then I erased the list. And I took the whiteboard, since that was mine. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Friday, I flew the LGBTQ+ flag instead of the state flag. I also placed said flags in each classroom in case the staff wanted to display them. Again, I'm just helping here. Then I got yelled at 3 times. The first time was when I took back my chair. I was told that it was unprofessional to just take it without asking. Yeah, irony. Especially with guests present. So I responded with, yes, it was unprofessional to take my chair without asking. Oh, you just throw it back in the face. That's beautiful. Oh, chef's kiss. The second time was when the TOA found the refrigerator gone. She said that it was community property, and I told her, no, it's my property, and I was told to take all of my property from the campus. The third time was when I was in the parking lot leaving, and they found the piles of papers. The principal flagged me down and told me to clean it up. I told her I was off the clock, and that the district never reimbursed me for the cabinets, so I had to take them all with me. This is wonderful degeneration. Absolutely perfect. I'm expecting a call from HR today, asking for my assistance setting everything back up, since with all my stuff removed and erased, the admin team actually has to put in some hard work. I'd come in for my consultant rate, which is $75 an hour with a minimum contract for 12 hours. Wow, you making the big bucks over there, OP. That's my consultant rate too. I'm just gonna steal that. Part 4. So, as some of you know, I left the world of being an administrator a few weeks ago. I tried to leave behind some nice gifts when I left. I wasn't looking to cause problems my last few weeks, but the new admin team treated me in a way that was unacceptable. So I decided that Malcolm Reynolds had it right when he said, I aim to misbehave. Well, the Tuesday after I left, I received a call from HR. I ignored it, as you should. I'll work for you guys no more. I'm out. I then left for a road trip with my daughter, where we went to San Francisco for a few days, and we went to 2 Giants games. Unfortunately, the Giants lost both games. While we were on our trip, they called and emailed at my personal email account. My work one was deleted for them. I ignored the calls and never opened the emails. Yes, this is beautiful. My daughter and I then went to Disneyland for a few days of fun and the return this past Friday. I then checked the voicemails and the emails. I was asked, begged, and then ordered to come into HR for important meetings. It's very important we speak to you as soon as possible, is what they said repeatedly. So yesterday, I went into the district office wearing cargo shorts, a shirt I got at Disneyland, and some flip-flops. I don't work there, so I don't need to dress up. When I arrived, I was originally treated like a visiting VIP. The HR manager and her assistant tried to butter me up like a Pillsbury biscuit. After a few minutes of them trying to make small talk to me and me letting them know that I had plans to go to lunch in 30 minutes, they got to the point. They wanted me to turn over a few things that I took with me that, though they belonged to me, they said they were sorely needed at the school. They gave me a list from the new principal, which included, but was not limited to, my chair. Seriously? She's really gung-ho about that chair. She's not letting it go. Well, guess what? I'm not either. It was a gift. You go buy one. I'll get you the catalog number, all right? My refrigerator and appliances, my community contacts board, like the people in businesses that I built relationships and partnerships with, my personally designed forms and worksheets, my two-way mirror, my lockdown buckets and fire drill bags. They also wanted copies of every record I kept and notes that I took on the staff and the students. The note that I took on the staff were so I could personalize gifts for them and have conversations with them about their interests. I said no to all of those requests. I mean, there's nothing they could do now. The set of brass balls on this OP. I absolutely love it. I told the ladies that the furniture and appliances were mine, that I brought in. I stated that the chair was a gift to me from a friend, and that the new principal can damn well afford to buy her own chair. I also stated that I left any official school/district documents there, and any that I took with me and or deleted were of my own making and were my intellectual property. I also stated that my contacts were developed over the years of my personal time and at great personal cost to me. I also stated that everything that I took, that I submitted reimbursement for, was never reimbursed. I kept my records, I kept my pay stubs, and I never saw a red cent from those submissions. They offered to pay me for some of the items and gave me a rough figure of what the district would pay me to return the fridge and the forms, buckets, bags, mirrors, contact boards, but I told them that I didn't want to hand them over to the new admin team since they had treated me so poorly. Yeah, now we're getting down to the root of the matter, aren't we? Just call it what it is. They asked me again and again and tried to reason that some of those things could be interpreted as school property. I told them that they were welcome to try and force me to return anything that was legally mine to them, but that I would be willing to fight it in court. Yeah, lawyers cost money. Cost more than a new whiteboard and a computer chair, okay? It's not a battle worth fighting. I also told them that those two new administrators made me uncomfortable, and that their treatment of me could be considered creating a hostile work environment, especially when they tried to make me do their jobs for them. I then gave the HR team my lawyer's info. Please note, I dated a lawyer after my divorce a few years ago, and we're still good friends. She has offered herself as my forever retained lawyer, so I can use her name and she'd help me out if she could. I rarely do use her name, but when I've needed legal advice, she always comes through. I also help her with physical chores when she or her family needs help. I then wished the lady a good school year in the term to come, and I left. I doubt that I will ever hear from them again. There is an update to that final post over in r/teachers. I'll throw the link down there if you guys want it. But it seems to me like these women are getting their karma, and that's honestly one of the most beautiful things in the world. I don't want to delve too deep into their suffering because it's not about these women suffering. It's about OP and his set of gigantic brass balls. So round of applause. I don't know that I could have done all this while leaving a job, but the fact that he came up with it all, even brainstormed on Reddit for like ideas on how he could stick it to these women, that's absolutely beautiful. I hope that you guys enjoyed ProRevenge. Maybe we'll do like a public episode sooner or later, but for now it is what it is. You guys let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. You know we got all those links in the description. You can check those out too, but you probably already have because, you know, you're a channel member. You're a patron. You're the upper crust, the elite of the elite. And I would like to thank you guys each individually as I do every episode right now. So thank you very much to Sean Cantwell, Heaven Sent, Robert Thibodeau, Jackie McQuitty, Grim's Tribe, Train Boy, AJ Collins, Tiny Boy, Tooth Plushy, Valley, Corey Arts, Kelly Clark, Bedazzled Misery, Liquor Lush Loser, Florantic Flavor, Dungeon Bat, Billy D, Robert Waits, Terry Sepulveda, Brandon Ashcraft, John Endors, Phantom Danica, Origami Steve, Skylar Murray, Emera, The Gypsy Barber, Fire Drake, Samantha, Death Flagship, Bearded Snake, Buy Two, Get One Hand, heading over to Patreon. I would also like to thank Miss Black, Dark Luscious, Harley Hohen, Robert Waits, Camille Sarah, Chase for Blue Kraken, Roxanne Wolf, Sip Jerry, Conrad Ingy, Captain Cloud Jerry, Aaron Jerry, Deku, Esteban, Origami Steve, Santa Jerry, Silent Revolver, PCB, Fluxer, the Jerry of Industry, the original Jerry, Jerry, Ravencraft, Nick Jerry, Destiny Piper, Jerry Kitsune, Salty Wizard, a very tired Jerry, yeah, I feel that, a Justy Jargonian Jerry, and Frankenberry, ain't that a hiding bitch though, Assassin Pelt Jerry, Aurora Wildheart, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Benji and the Jets, Billy D, Bitch Kremlin, Blade the Hero, Bronze Kraken, Catholic Jerry, Commander J Tank, Dr. Lux, Aaron Era, East Sparks, Frozen Over Studio, Fire Drake, Get Two at the Doodles, Commission Open No, Hadrian BR, Inquisitor Jerry, Irish Pirate, Iron Olive, Irradiated Jam, JM Coon, Jerry Smith, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, Jerry Maya was a bullfrog, John Hero, John Cahill, Crowley, Kelly Kraken, Lady Awakening, Legitimate Girth, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry-O, Leader of the Thunder Jerrys, Luke X was a race car driver, he was a good friend of mine, never did win that chicken flag, but I heard him drink his wine. I don't know how the rhythm goes, it's fine, like and subscribe. Lady Nick, Smeldar the Destroyer, Metal Factor, Needless King 89, Paragon Soul, Phantom of the Pines, Jerkins, Jerry Bass, Queens, Quaaludes, Quagmires, Rose, Jerry Miller, Sarita the Lolita, Sassy Octopus, Scarlet Kevin, Sergeant Gate Cop, Bringer of the Law, Silo Wimp, Steampunk Alley, Stephanie Goodness, After Boomstick, Grill, Tomato, Tapioca Balloon, the Gypsy Barber, the Italian Greyhound Dino, the Little Sue, Archer Fusky, trying to find another bottle to get back in the real world. You probably don't want to blow into that balloon now. This is a sticky balloon. Vanguard Angel, VC3, Viking Jerry, Void the Comet Destroyer, Wiki Tech, Zephanic Gargoyle or Clay, Commodore Mooney, Kira, not another Jerry, but he is though, Cage Alex 9, Redwind, Bad Penny Lane, Naga Viper, Saint Blessing, Third Step, Venom Jerry, Wasabi Jerry, Jace Christensen, One Leg Jerry has returned from battle. Oh, salute to you, a normal Jerry. I got what's next? We got popcorn, savory, and chocolate pretzels, chips, no Doritos, and soda, no Mountain Dew. Any takers? I need my Doritos, son. Emerald T-Tech, Ever Alder, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry Zilla, Breaker of the Tom Army, Bartender Keelia, Big Dad Wolf, Broken Spine Horseradish, Cake Jerry, the original, different Jerry, California Jerry Go, Shepherd 7 Lock, Chicana Panda, Corey does art, sometimes, Cowbug Cody, Cryptides, the Fod Jerry, Dr. Tuna, Dilf Jerry, Dopamine Day Jerry is, Dwarfy Dude, Dwarven Ramsey, half the calories, all the hate. Is that a throwback to the stories about Kevin with Supermarket? That's beautiful. Ghost of Alpha, Greymon 365, he cannot. Hydra Jerry Solon, Janitor Jerry's roaming the streets of Finland, hunting down the Rudo headband. Jasmine, Jeffrey, Geralt of Rivia, Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's, we have the apocalypse. Jerry, vote 2 S's and an E. Jerry Springer, the results are in. You are not the neckbeard. Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on. Jerry Alder Rivera, Jerry Roxers, Jerry Roleplaying Game, Keaton Tails, Kid Marvelous, Kid Lucia Lovecraft, Machia CD, maybe next time, Milkfed Gift, Miss Duchess, Mr. Gasmask, Not Invisible Angel, Raptor Art, Selden Dark, Sky Mara, Ravenswood, Smeg Mobile, Greg set Jerry, getting that cheese. God. Thanks, I hate it. Snob Jerry. That's Snary if you didn't know. Spoonie the Rogue, Spoopy Jerry, Jerry Ton, Techno Dubs, the original Jerry. They call me Jerry Two Knives. Jerry Pie? I don't get it. I'm sorry. Do Infinite Jerry and beyond. Unkale. Throws 2 liter Mountain Dew. Grow, my neckbeard, grow. It's Jerry time. Holds ReddX Morpher. Hygiene. It's Jerry time. Holds ReddX Morpher. Humility. And thank you to my $1 patrons as well. Bless up, Jerry's, not Jerry's, whoever you are out there. If you see in this video, you are one of my favorite people in the entire world. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for helping the channel to move forward. Please, please always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy. You definitely, definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, my friends, bye-bye.